Hi guys, we're here on the beaches of Keppel Island, the Australian dealer meeting. We're lucky enough to have Jerome with me, and we're talking about the new monobloc tails from Duotone. We've got 3 new tails for this season. It's the PX 145, the PX 160, and the S 160 there. Also some exciting new fuse lengths. So the D-Lab, we've got the 40 fuse in the smaller tails, so the PX 145 and the S 160, and then the new PX 160 running a shorter fuse, so the 37 fuse that we're used to in the current D-Lab models. So these are obviously monobloc construction, so no tail bolts here, super slippery, and yeah, very exciting, very noticeable to ride as well.
Yeah.
Whether you want to talk through some of the design features.
Yeah, I mean, this was a nice addition to our D-Lab lineup, since we've had this very slick connection between the front part of the fuselage and the front wing. It was nice to bring that same kind of connection down to the tail now with something really, really slick, like you say. You might think it's not going to make a huge difference, but actually, since the very first test we did, the improvement were like amazing.
Yeah. As soon as we got them out here, it's so noticeable. That slippery feel.
It is. I mean, of course, you lose a little bit of the adaptability that the current screw-on system has, where you can swap tail size and you can adjust it and everything. But we feel like we spent a lot of time finding the right setting on these ones, and we feel you don't really need to obviously to adjust.
Yeah.
We've played, like you mentioned, we've played with the length of the fuselage. So, for example, the 2 smaller tails, the PX 145 and the S 160. We noticed that it would be better if we'd go in between the 37 length and the 43. Yeah. That's why we landed on the 40. It finds that nice balance between the 2 tails.
Definitely, yeah.
And on the PX 160, we really like the short tail. And what's quite interesting with them is, even though they are exactly the same profile and the same angle of attack and everything as our screw-on tails, because they are more efficient, because there's less drag happening, you can actually ride a smaller tail.
Yeah, and the advantages of that, the better turning,
and suddenly you've got better turning. Yeah. And so if you were, for example, using, let's say, a PX 160 on your Carve 800, Carve 3 800, you can actually now jump down to the PX 145.
Yeah.
And you'll feel that same front foot pressure you're used to, that same control. Actually, you'll have a bit more control at high speed, and you're going to loosen your front wing with the smaller back wing. So we feel it's really interesting. Obviously, a bit targeted at the intermediate to advanced rider that want to extract more performance out of their gear. Our screw-on tails still obviously work really well. If you already have the screw-on, you can buy the new front wings and they work just fine. But yeah, it's a nice little step up.
Yeah, but for all the foils as well, a performance upgrade. Yeah. For the Glide 2.0s, Carve 3.0s.
Yeah, I think you had to go on the Glide 2.0 with the PX.
It's amazing, exactly. And that next level up of performance, you can add on to all your foil kits. So when would you pick the PX and when would you pick the S, Jerome, for you?
So for me, the S-tail is more about sort of slow to medium speed riding. So, like catching a little wave, you're going at 10, 15 knots.
Staying in the pocket.
Pocket. It gives you a bit more of that back foot pressure where you can lean harder into your turns. So I would use the S for surf foiling. And if I'm playing around at slow speed on my wing, catching some little wind swirl or whatever, downwinding, things like that. And if I'm going faster, if I'm going winging at higher speeds or kite foiling, or I'm dropping into bigger, faster waves, I'll sometimes pick the PX, which gives me more pitch control, pushes the top end of my foil another couple of knots. And actually the PX, because of the shorter span compared to the S, is actually a bit looser to roll.
Yeah.
The S gives you more of that planted back foot feeling where you can push hard into it, but it's a little bit more locked in roll. The PX is very loose, and in terms of pumping, the S is going to be the better one. It's more efficient at doing your pumping. The PX obviously still pumps all right, but this one's going to be better
For all
for
the
that.
prone riders.
Prone riders, downwinding. So yeah, but ideally, if you can, you have both, and you can play with both in your, depending on what you're doing on a given day.
You've got.
Yeah, on the conditions. That's kind of like the ideal setup. Or you just pick one, of course. They both. You can still prone on this one. You can
a lot
still
of crossover.
You can still go fast on that one. It's just that one's a little better than the other one, right?
Definitely. So yeah, one of the other upgrades, not having the fuse come all the way back here, is the loosening up the roll and the turn. So you don't have that big block there where the tail bolts go into. Something you can really notice, especially with the S-tail, when you're in the waves, getting that little bit of extra slide, yaw through the foil.
Yeah, you can sort of push it a bit more and slide it around. And the thing where we thought maybe at high speed we would sort of lose a bit of that control from having that vertical thing, fin sticking out the back, but we noticed it was actually the opposite. Somehow the fact that there's less drag or...
And all this section here is creating lift for the tail.
Exactly, like you're using the whole tail and everything is just sleeker, so it goes through the water much more in more control, even at high speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're pretty stoked. That's kind of all I've been riding, and I suppose once you guys get your hands on it,
that's all we'll be riding.
And yeah, like we mentioned, some nice upgrade options for people that currently have the Glide 2.0, currently have the Carve 3.0s, and yeah, we're excited to bring them out on the market. Three new tails.
Definitely worth grabbing a demo at your local shop and trying them out.
Yeah.
And yeah, jump on the Duotone website for more details.